The man kept throwing stones at the mammoth's eyes. When he was about to deliver the final blow, looking at the mammoth's begging eyes, he couldn't bear to do it after all. Watching the mammoth still struggling on the verge of death, Spear finally chose to strike. In this primitive era where the strong prey on the weak, being kind to others is being cruel to oneself. Although they had food, Spear didn't feel the slightest joy. He stroked the mammoth with sympathy, as if expressing his apology. Afterwards, they began to share the prey. Spear tore off a piece of fur and draped it over himself, to resist the wind and snow. Fong beside him nudged him, signaling him to eat quickly. Spear tore off another piece of fur, and draped it over Fong. Fong also bit off a piece of meat and threw it to Spear. After the two had their fill, Spear made a simple sled with the ivory, and planned to pack the remaining meat to take away. Now they had to decide who would be the laborer. Fong turned around and left directly. Spear sighed. This family really couldn't do without him. A blizzard started again in the sky. Spear dragged the sled forward with difficulty, while Fong was responsible for leading the way ahead. But in the blink of an eye, they got separated again. Fong called out with a roar, and fortunately, Spear slowly caught up. He really couldn't hold on anymore, put down the ivory and collapsed to the ground. The weather was extremely cold. Fang sat down surrounding Spear, helping him block the wind and snow. Don't underestimate the eyesight of primitive people. Spear found a cave ahead, so they walked towards the cave. Meanwhile, beside the mammoth's corpse, a pack of wild wolves was feasting. Suddenly they became alert. Then they immediately left without looking back. It was the mammoth's companions who had arrived. They surrounded it in a circle. The elephant chief let out a whimper, then stroked the companion's corpse with its trunk. At this moment, he found that the companion's ivory was gone. Looking at the footprints and traces on the ground, the chief understood everything. Inside the cave, Fong was eating meat greedily, while Spear sat silently facing the wall. Because of the mammoth, he had been feeling uneasy. He used branches to draw the process of besieging the mammoth with Fong today. Although Spear was a primitive man, his inner emotions were very gentle. Suddenly, the cave trembled violently, and rocks kept falling from the ceiling. At the moment the cave collapsed, they successfully escaped. The arrivals were the enraged elephant herd.